Tonight, we discuss the text messages that Nene sent Porsha. Southern Charm is back. Hold on to your edges. We're getting trashy with Summerhouse. It's Bravo, bitch.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hello.
Welcome to our first show. It's Bravo, bitch, our weekly talk show where we talk about our favorite Bravo shows tonight. We have so much to talk about. The Nene text messages, obviously. We're going to do a reenactment of them in our news and gossip section, so make sure to tune in for that. We have some Bethany and Dennis Hoppy legal drama provided by Zack Peters. Some legal drama, some Vanderpump Rules secrets revealed. Let's get into it. We have so much to talk about. I'm your host, Hollywood Lian. Welcome, and I can't do this without my panel. He is famous for his rants and his knowledge on the housewives. From OC to Dallas, it's Grant Rutter.
Hello, guys. It's Grant's Rants.
And you know him from the Vanderpump Rules after show. He's the main host, and you've seen him on New York City. From the Adulting Podcast, it's Zack Peters.
Hello.
Hi.
It's Zack, bitch.
Yes, DJ Jesse Janedy is part of the panel. He's part of the family. He will be here next week. But we have so much to talk about. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Southern Charmed is back. Oh my God, we have a cast photo for you guys. What did you guys think about the trailer? It's hot. It's not back until May 15th, you guys. So they only gave us a little sneak peek, but obviously last season was crazy. Ashley is the villain. We love to hate her. She is the bad guy. Obviously, she's been really roughing up this cast, which they kind of needed. What do we think about the trailer so far of what we've seen?
The trailer was very well cut. I mean, they kept cutting to this car going down this long country road. They were building up with Ashley, right?
Yes.
And then she stepped out, and there was a big scene at the end, which, I liked that because it wasn't like, this is what separates this from Housewives, where the content wasn't like, amping up into a huge fight. It was more like you're seeing these people woven in between this big, return. So I'm interested in seeing it.
I want to see her get kicked out.
Yes.
That was good.
Patricia.
I can't wait.
Oh my God.
I like the redhead, Catherine, right?
Yes.
I love the redhead because she's just sassy and she brings the heat. I just feel like when you're in, when you're not in like a big city and you're like out there in, I don't know anything in between Los Angeles and New York, but like when you're in one of those cities, you have to create the drama. And that's what makes for a great show like Southern Charm.
Charleston, baby. We have to take a little trip to Charleston. Patricia going through the McDonald's drive-thru in a Bentley. That's me. Hit me on Instagram. You know what I mean?
I love her. I love her antics, and she always looks good.
She's a queen of etiquette.
Yeah, she definitely maintains that high Southern mentality of the show, which it really needs. I think she's essential to the show.
She's basically the Caroline Manzo.
But is she racist at heart?
Probably. She's from the South.
Oh, Lord, I want nothing to do with that. I'm not touching that. I don't know her.
I'm just kidding. But she does have a fabulous butler who is driving her to the McDonald's, who does the ordering. I have just a little side note about the McDonald's order. He says a cheeseburger, hold the red sauce or some tomato sauce. We don't put tomato sauce on burgers. It's called ketchup.
Ew.
Yeah. Or catsup in like the generic brand in the superstores.
That is weird. I will never refer to it as that.
Exactly.
No.
Obviously, the thing we're not talking about, Thomas Ravenel, he obviously was not at the reunion because of the allegations. This is a pretty serious matter. I don't even know if I want to dive into it. I just know that he wasn't there, and he's not in the trailer. So I think he's a POS. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Next.
The Southern Charmed men in general. The reason I watch this show is because of the ladies. I love Cameron. That ever since she became a mom, it's been beautiful to watch. I'm not crazy about the other girls. Actually, I do love the girls collectively. Catherine is my girl. I love the villain. She's a psycho. She's crazy. She's been holding it down for 2 seasons. She's been like really doing yoga and she's sober and stuff. But I think this season is where she snaps and it comes back, which is what I've been waiting for. But yeah, the men of Southern Charm.
That's what all the crazy girls do. Like you look at even like Real Housewives of New Jersey. You have Teresa. Like they all go and do yoga and they like find their namaste and they're all like
simmering.
if you're not a about the namaste, then you can stay away. Like they all think that they're cute with their like yoga pants
Exactly.
on and they're zen, but it's like, show me the bitch.
It's all
Exactly.
simmering underneath. I agree. The female cast of the show is far more intriguing. I don't understand some of the male characters, especially Shep. I don't understand the fandom behind him. I see him. I feel like he's on Watch What Happens Live a lot, and I never can understand what he has to bring to the table.
I just want to like put some dry shampoo in Shep's hair, like
Yeah.
just a little concealer to
Minimum.
balance out the nose because it's so red. Like I get that, like of all of the options in Charleston, like Shep's the catch, but like I'm used to LA
I
boys.
know.
Where,
Can
like,
you believe
we're
that
cute,
he's like the most
you know?
good-looking guy on the show? I mean,
Silence.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, actually, I mean that's collectively, statistically, I think it's Craig personally. Like out of all the
Okay.
guys, I mean, there's just not much to choose
Shep
from.
needs a bath and then a shower again. I mean,
Yeah.
this is too much.
They all need a
Yeah.
job, like a real job. It's
J.O.B..
Yeah, that's true.
And then Thomas Ravenel's best friend JD, he's just, oh God, he gives me the heebie-jeebies. He's disgusting. Yeah, Southern Charmed is going to be back Wednesdays, May 15th at 8 p.m. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting for it. We need a little Southern hospitality in our life. We need some Patricia letting us know what's up, kicking us out of parties. And speaking of parties, Vanderpump Rules open in Vegas. The cast has been seen around doing a lot of press. Grant Rutter is going to give us the
Vanderpump,
rundown on that. He has all the
yeah.
scoop. What's been going on in that Bravo Vanderpump Rules land?
Well, yeah, Vanderpump Garden did open. I guess they had pink
A pink
fountains
fountain,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. I mean, just feeding into the ego of LVP. Here we go.
It was smart marketing. Like when I
Yeah,
saw how they,
genius
how they
marketing.
For
marketed
Caesars, yes.
Yeah, for Caesars,
Yeah.
how they did market her, where she like went around and
Like the Queen.
left. Yeah, like instead of doing traditional advertisements, they did like Lisa was here, little tags everywhere, which I thought was cute.
Yeah, I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, I'm not a Lisa Vanderpump fan, but
No.
like, as far as like a business goes, I mean, like, look, she's on the top of her game. I gotta give her some credit.
Tell us why you're not a fan, Grant.
Oh, that's a whole special episode.
in a
I mean,
nutshell.
she's a terrible person, in my opinion. I don't enjoy her. I think she's highly manipulative. I've had years and hours worth of footage to watch to make my point. I the few interactions I've had with her have not been pleasant. She was barely even present in them. So I have nothing nice to say. So I'm saying nothing at this moment.
Team Dorit.
Team no Beverly Hills at the moment. I need a break from the show.
I love Dorit. I will take Team Dorit. Dorit is like my favorite on the cast right now.
I
I'm
had
Team
to
Lucy
choose,
Lucy.
I'm
Lucy,
team
Lucy,
like
apple juicy.
take a walk and take a break because the show's stressing me out.
Yeah.
But I want to get into Vanderpump Rules because they were the Tom Tom opening happened this week on the show, and that was nice. It was more there were no real drama. They just kind of let it play out, and the two Toms they rolled up in a sidecar and a motorcycle, and it was really it was a nice positive
Totally.
scene, and the whole thing played out pretty well. I will say everyone was very supportive. What's her face was there? The one that nobody likes. Oh, why can't I think
Kristen.
of her? Yes, Kristen was there, and
finally got an invite.
She felt like she was like all in again, but we all know that they're contractually obligated to attend these events. So this is what I want to kind of bring out in all of this is I'm having a hard time really like falling for all of this as just being kind of like sold to like this is like all real. So funny enough, Jackson Lala and Lala's fiance were at a Tampa Improv this week, and Reality Blur put out an article, and Jax and Lala talk about Vanderpump secrets, and here are a few of them. So Bravo isn't paying for Jax and Brittany's upcoming wedding. Now we've all seen a lot of weddings and wedding specials on
Yes.
Bravo. Jax has not a dime is being sent their way for this. They have to put it together themselves.
Are they getting a special though?
Well, see, I hear you on that, Grant, but I think this is a loophole where, because we've heard this from other Bravo shows where the cast forks out the bill up front and then production ends up reimbursing them later.
I think that's very possible.
I think Bravo is not going to miss that
Really?
wedding.
He did talk about, and it was actually a very media change of him. The way he said it was like, that being said, we've accepted many gifts, and a lot of people know that there will be a lot of eyes on this wedding since it will be appearing in the next season of Vanderpump Rules.
Promotion.
Yes. So exactly. So I mean, I'm sure they'll be accepting. They'll get more offers for gifts than if I had my wedding. So they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Anyway, Lala also said that her wedding will not be televised, and I respect her for that. I really do. I mean, why bother? I mean, her man has plenty of money. so they don't really need to do that. And I feel like she's a little more private. Whereas someone like Jax, I expect to see it.
Absolutely.
You know, we've seen the whole relationship ups and downs. So let's see at the wedding.
Randall's friends, though, they probably wouldn't want to be at a wedding where it was televised anyway. These are high-class Hollywood people.
I don't know. I think Randall is very much into like wanting to be a part of the limelight. You just look at his Instagram post and he's like, I'm with this celebrity, I'm eating at this restaurant, and it's just very
Aren't all
like
producers like
look
that
at me.
though?
Yes, that's why like hearing that their wedding is not
is
going to
such
be
a turn
televised
off.
like makes me kind of curious in terms of like whose decision is that and why.
Interesting.
That's a big turn off to me when like Lala's older, not I'm calling his ageist thing, but like he's older man. His Instagram is full of pictures of him and celebrities dining. Like,
Yeah, I will say we're gonna see those photos in like a People magazine exclusive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They'll sell them. for
Totally.
They
sure.
will sell them. Yeah.
I want to know about the secrets revealed. Get into
So
that.
other
Go for
things,
it.
so the
Go for it.
Vanderpump Rules cast isn't supposed to communicate with each other off camera during feuds, which I don't know how anyone can police that with text messages. But we're familiar with this. This has happened in the Housewives world. They want everything to play out on camera, and that's why these vacations that they film are so heightened because they're forced to sit across from each other at dinner, and then they're who's getting a massage over here and who's going on a boat over here. They're talking about it where there's no time to exchange texts. So there's that. Also, do they really work at SUR? Now, there's been a lot of articles about this, but Jack set the record straight that he'll come in to SUR once or twice a week. I mean, that's not, I can't do that at my job. But he's also said that, well, they both agreed that everyone wants to talk to them, so they have a hard time kind of getting through the workday. They can't really, like, worry about, like, keeping all the tables happy and a lot less of, like, seating everyone because everyone wants to talk. So basically, and Brittany, Jackson's fiance, also said that she goes in and she'll grab a drink and she'll kind of walk through SUR and chat with people and take pictures. They're not really there, like, slinging drinks and, like, carrying hot
They
trays
used to be.
and bussing tables. So, you know, it's basically there to hang out.
I get that because like think about it like now like I understand season 1 when like nobody really knew them but like now they're 8 seasons deep now into or 7 seasons deep into Vanderpump Rules that it's like you know you can't wait on a table and not expect there to be like pictures and questions and comments.
They're there to see them.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. And Lisa Vanderpump's smart because she still makes them like work there
Contractually.
to promote the show.
Yeah, they say they clock in because legally they can say they're
Yeah.
there. But here's what I want to talk about briefly is like, is this like should they change the model of the show where we're not continuing to have to buy into them working at this restaurant? Let's just Tom and Ariana just bought a house. Jackson and Brittany just bought a house, and they're not buying it on the salary of SUR. So let's elevate the conversation and elevate the show where it's not so much about like like Sheena work as a shift on a Friday night. Like these people are getting endorsement deals. They've been on TV now for 8 years.
$2 million houses too.
Yeah, let's play into the fact that these people have money coming in.
They can't because then Lisa Vanderpump can't pimp out her restaurants.
She does lose her power.
She
and you know
loses her
what?
power. She loses her free advertising. Like she doesn't have, that story. That is part of the storyline.
To me, it's very inauthentic. Just tell me, I'm at SUR. I shake people's hands. I take photos, but I'm there. But I'm also still part of this friend group because I'm watching for their relationships.
Exactly.
I'm not watching for Lisa Vanderpump's like money. So, I want to see them take a more realistic approach to the new season. We shall see.
I doubt that'll
Absolutely.
happen though.
And they were friends
LVPs
before the show too.
Yeah.
So they have like that natural friend dynamic
History.
that not a lot of shows do.
Yeah.
A lot of the scripted shows like Below Deck, they get a new cast every season. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Below Deck fan. We will be covering it as well as Below Deck Med because it's amazing.
Ooh.
Oh, it's basically like Vanderpump Rules on a boat. It's incredible. Everyone's having sex. It's fabulous.
Love it.
Do you guys like Below Deck?
It's not my thing. I'm
Oh,
familiar.
it's
I
so
watch.
good.
I watch in bits and pieces, but I'm not like it's not can't miss TV for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Sheena waited on me once. I've bought a drink from Jax before and Tom Sandoval. So it's kind of sad that it's not in that state anymore. But obviously, they're not in that state anymore. They're buying $1 million houses. They have all sorts of books coming out. Yeah, keep going, Grant. Anything else?
That's basically it. I mean, there's more over on realityblurber.com. Very simple things, but these were the really big highlights.
Yeah, and we still have that reunion coming up for a couple months. It's really hot right now.
Yeah, they taped the reunion on Friday, and I was out in West Hollywood, and I saw Sheena in her look. She looked great. That she must have came from the
Oh my
show.
God,
She was
really?
all done up, and then I saw Raquel too because I didn't recognize her. She's all blonde now, like
Really?
platinum blonde.
Did she have that ponytail right at the top?
She
right?
did.
Stop. She did.
She did.
Raquel, what is with the ponytail? It's It's like a really high ponytail.
Yeah.
And she sits at the front of Tom Tom, and she's just dying to be recognized.
And I
Hi,
did. And
hi.
one last tip, I did see James, and James is not sober because he was taking a shot. So
Ooh, you heard it here first on It's Bravo, bitch. James Kennedy is drinking.
Again.
James Kennedy, the white Kanye.
I mean, he did admit to having a beer. I'm not breaking it. I mean, he did have the beer this week, but I mean, I was like, all right, go ahead now.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, Vanderpump Rules is really, really hot right now. It's all I can get enough of. I have to admit, though, I feel like the reunion is going to be really, really hot. Jax was tweeting up a storm. He's been doing a lot of press lately, which is really out of the norm because I feel like this season wasn't that hot, so they really need to amp it up.
promote that Mima
Exactly,
cheese.
exactly. But, it's time to get trashy because we have to not just be shady, we have to get down and dirty. Being in New York City, working hard in the city, sometimes you need to take a break. Mm-hmm. And if you got it like that, you go to the Hamptons. Hi, Soleil East, Montauk. Yes. You go to the Surf Lodge and just hang out. Or you can just rent a house and do summer house. Let's get into it. Zack Peters, what do you have for us?
Yes. So summer house, as you've prefaced, Lian, is where a bunch of really douchey friends kind of spend the summer. So they work during the week, and then on the weekends, they all come and rent a house together. They used to be like a close-knit group of friends, but every season they've continued to kind of shift out the cast, and now they have in some new cast members. One of the primary cast members that's been on the show since the beginning is Carl Radke. So I spoke with Carl Radke this week on my podcast, #NoFilter with Zack Peter, and he had lots of tea to spill. Ooh. So a couple of the other primary cast members that have been with Carl since the beginning, two of them are the Workus twins. So this is Lauren and Ashley, and they were kind of, in my opinion, as a fan of the show, iconic. Like they were Lisa Vanderpumps on the show that I thought they were gonna stay to the end. But Carl started dating Lauren Workus last season in season 2, slept with her within the first 3 episodes, and then was kind of done with her, which is kind of a recurring theme for guys that are out in New York City that work in the city and then go this is kind of their thing.
Hit it and quit it.
They hit it, they quit it. But when you're taping a show with this girl, it kind of has to be a recurring thing. So she accused him of leading her on. They kind of had an off and on thing. And so now she has been fired from the show along with her sister Ashley and along with her good friend Steven, who also had beef with Carl last season. So season 3 has started. They got rid of Lauren. They got rid of Ashley. They got rid of Steven. And they brought in some new girls. We'll see if Carl ends up, sticking his thing in one of them. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season. But so Steven and Lauren were both fired from Summer House, and Carl opened up about it and basically said that it came down to him or Lauren. And Bravo had to make a decision whether or not they were going to keep Carl or whether they were going to keep Lauren, and they conveniently fired her along with Steven, which to me sounds like, they're grooming their LVP on this show.
I don't even know why they kept the show in the first place. It's horrible.
I mean, there's a lot of drunken debauchery. They brought in a new bad boy, which kind of takes some of the heat off of Carl.
And he's horrible.
Jordan.
I think he's a huge liar.
I think he's gay. But
yes, me too.
He's trying to play up the douchebag. He's trying to, pretend he doesn't have Botox and not wear a shirt. I think he's gay.
If you have to make this many casting changes to a show, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Especially even Jax, not to go backwards, but even Jax put out in a tweet, these shows, they don't work if they're not genuine and authentic with the relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is just they're casting people from IMG, who cares?
But I understand the casting shifts because it's they hook up together.
Yeah.
And then you can't when you're over it, you're over it. Think about somebody you screwed and you were over it, and imagine having to film a show with them season after season.
Yeah. But I just want to pick it up, Grant, really, really quickly. You know who responded to that tweet was Captain Lee, and he brought up, tell that to Below Deck, who's been very successful for the last, 10 seasons? They even got a spinoff, Below Deck Med. And some stars like Case Chastain. A lot of these people have gotten endorsements and books and stuff. I think it's fabulous. So it does work in some occasions, but Usually it doesn't work.
They have done crossovers with Vanderpump Rules in the
Oh,
past.
that was just
They're doing
awful.
another Well, that's how they led
no.
into the show the first
Yeah.
season. So they're doing another crossover this season, but we get to see Katie, Tom Schwartz, Stassi, and Bo. But I want to see Sheena come on the show because Carl had history with Sheena. He hooked up with her last year.
know.
They've talked about it. So I asked him if he'd hit it again, and it sounds like he would probably go there. But he said right now Sheena really needs to be single, which means she's not texting back.
You know what, though? Sheena's not Hamptons friendly. We've
Yeah.
seen her before in Vanderpump Rules, and she just was so LA. She didn't even know, like,
Yeah,
what chilling
that's
in the
true.
Hamptons was. She's like, I don't like lobster, and I don't like the beach. Like, what is this place? I'm like, girl, it's the East Coast. It's a different type of rich girl.
I'm just going to say
highway.
right now, I'm not falling for this crossover. They're not going to catch me to continue. I don't even like those four that much. That
Yeah,
are going to
exactly.
cross over from Vanderpump Rules.
I love Stassi
So-
and Bo.
I love Stassi and Bo. Oh my, Grant, you don't like Stassi and Bo?
I'm buying her new book, Next
Not
Level
a
Basic.
fan. Oh my
God,
I'm
me
buying The
too.
Witches of WeHo Wine. Grant.
Okay, calm down.
Not a fan.
I'm screwing Bo this weekend. Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
doing all of
oh
it.
my God, you know he has a huge penis.
There was a shot of
be
him in
surprised.
the coming episode. He has the ugliest tattoos all over him. He looks like.
He's got a dad bod, but
He
like
does
you
have a
can
dad bod.
appreciate the
But you know what?
bod.
Dad bods are hot, okay? Forget these little skinny bitches, all right? It's about the big girls these days. Sorry. Mom, hello? Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Have you seen Hairspray? Hello, big girls win. I'm just kidding. All right, well, let's get into the juice, our daily juice. Let's get into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Yes, here at It's Bravo Bitch, we have the daily juice. And for the week, it's the text messages that Nene sent Porsha. This is what you guys have been waiting for. You thought it was ugly on the show. Girl, it got uglier. After the reunion, it got even boiling hot. But it just didn't end there. You know, with the show coming out, Porsha was accused of adding the soundbite, I'm scared. So Nene did her own YouTube channel responding to it, saying, Bravo is a fraud, Porsha's a fraud. They added that soundbite to make me look a certain way. So Porsha responded on Instagram and she was like, you are so petty and such a liar. And it just
Amen.
boiled up that it came up to these nasty text messages. And you know what? For your entertainment, I'm going to play Nene and Zack is going to be Porsha. So here are the messages from Nene Leakes to Porsha Williams. Here we go. You lying ass, big, fat, hungry bitch. You know I never put my hands on you. Marlo, Cynthia, nor Candy can ever say that. You want an excuse for going in my closet without permission so you can take your fake shit on Instagram all you want. But remember, my house is lit with cameras. Oh, and don't forget who was by your side and saved your whack ass when you pulled Kenya off that sofa. Don't forget, nobody fucked you in San Fran or in Spain but me. If you got something to say the truth. Because if I put my hands on you, you will know it. 100%. Oh, and remember when you had your hair flipped over your thin ass bald spot? I have hair. But if I don't, I have enough money to buy all the wigs and extensions I want. Boop.
Boo.
I'm not reading all that bullshit. You know damn well I aim and recorded that no studio to set you up. Kiss my ass. How dare you make that claim? I would never conspire no shit like that. I'm not reading all that bullshit. You know damn shit, I sent it twice. You know damn well I ain't recording that in no studio to set you up. Kiss my ass. How dare you make that claim? I would not conspire no shit like that. That one better yo line made me type too fast.
You so full of shit. Go enjoy your one-time 3-episode commercial. Boo, boo, boo.
Ha, you know you enjoy it too.
I had 12 episodes, and trust, I won't watch not one of yours. Too busy securing my sunglasses. Swagboutique.com.
No, I did not. You are sick to believe that. But I don't really give a damn. Bye, girl.
Bye. Good night, Big Piggy with the busted shape.
I'm happy and blessed. Good night, Edges.
Good night, Big Piggy.
Girl, you know you and them granddaddy long legs and box body not coming from my body. That made my night.
Long, pretty legs and been fine. You worry about them extra small baby ankles you rockin'. Hopefully they hold up that giant body. Try dieting. You have something that's never been good at.
Rude.
Ooh, all right.
All right, Grant, what do you think?
How the hell old are these women? And to do this through text, I mean, this is ridiculous. And you know what Nene she is? She's got a bad attitude. She's happy for nobody, and she's petty as shit. And I mean, I'm not even a big Porsha fan, but like, you can tell Porsha's having some fun with these responses, where Nene's so invested and so serious about this. I mean, shake it off. I mean, this is ridiculous.
We need to shake off that acting performance. That was horrible, Zach. First of all, I'm on HBO. That was embarrassing.
I gave it my all. Clearly, like, if you were to cast Porsha in a film, you would not cast me.
Okay.
I gave it my all.
I was entertained.
Girl, I broke character and everything. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get a yes, queen?
I was entertained by this.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
I had to fix my edges to give that performance.
Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, Grant, you're right. Like, Nene is right now, she's in a bad place with her marriage. She's in a bad place on the show. This happens. She lashes out. She's like kind of in an ugly state right now. Zach, your thoughts?
I think Nene thinks she's I think Nene just thinks she's above all.
But she is the OG. You were gonna say she is the OG.
She is the OG. I think she thinks that she's above all. So for Bravo to set her up by doing the re-recording and trying to make her look worse than, you know, what the scene actually was, I think she was upset. I think she thinks she's LVP and she should not be able to film half a season if she doesn't want to film half a season. And you shouldn't try to make her look bad.
Well,
Yeah,
but
but-
I believe that was a pickup in the studio where Porsha said,
do believe it?
Yeah, I
That
do.
wasn't-
It's not
yeah.
uncommon in
Exactly.
anything
It's not
to
uncommon.
do.
Yeah, they do it all the
Exactly.
time.
So, I mean, it's like I'm sure Nene, being on the show as many years as the show's been around, has been asked to do a pickup or two. So she
Ooh.
knows what it is that the producers are putting together the scene. Why isn't she this angry at the what is it, the True or Entertainment? Who's the production company? Whoever the entertainment
She's mad at
company
everybody,
is.
honey. She's mad at
She should be mad
everybody.
at the production company. Portia's they're giving Porsha a sheet like this, saying, "Porsha, can you say this line because we're gonna or say
Yeah.
you're nervous, so you're scared, so we can wrap the scene up. We need to put a period at the end of it."
I'm sure
I mean,
they
I
don't
do
even
this.
tell her what scenes she's doing it for. Like, they're just like, come in, read your lines. She does it. She delivers. They probably do 2 or 3 takes so that they can use it in different ways. And, you know, she did her job. Porsha came and she did her job. Nene knows how the game works. Like, this isn't season 1.
Exactly.
It's not
Yep.
season 2.
Right.
There was an article of clothing ripped, though. You know what I mean? Nene, there was some sort of physicality that we haven't seen on the show. You know, this is going to come out at the reunion. I'm really excited about this.
Well, you know what though? Also, the fat shaming. No one's looking at Nene the way she should by telling her, you know, try dieting. I mean, these text messages were exchanged 6 days after Porsha gave birth. I mean, what's wrong with this woman?
Yeah, you know,
That-
she's
women-
flying off the handle, clearly. I
You
feel like
do not support other women, in the words of Ramona.
just don't. No, honestly, like, if it were any other person, they would be getting dragged through the media right now. And then she had a huge opening at Swag Boutique where she was welcomed with roses and cakes and lots of fans and stuff. So, you know, there is something to be said about that. There is some Nene stands that are hardcore. You know what I mean? I feel like she did play it right the first time. Whether she choked Kim or not, it wasn't on camera. So, you know, but this time there was something filmed. So there's something to be accounted for that. So, you know, you have to tune in for It's Bravo Bitch to get the latest, you know? Zach, what do you have for news and gossip for us?
Yes. So everybody knows I love me some Bethany. So I got some Bethany news. This is like the forever going saga with her and her ex-husband, Jason Hoppy. So they finally settled their divorce, but now, you know, they just couldn't get enough of each other. They had to go back in court for a custody battle over their daughter, Bryn. So during the custody battle, though, we find out that Bethany, because through her own testimony in court, we find out that Bethany was dating her current boyfriend, Paul, at the same time she was dating her now deceased ex-boyfriend, Dennis.
Well, dating
She
is
was
dating. Can't you date a bunch of people?
But, okay, so we find out that according to her testimony, she was actually seen Paul as early as December 2017. And they were
Really?
they were dating for about a month. And then eventually, she realized that things were getting a little too quick too soon. This was December, January-ish. And she called it off because Paul was getting a little too serious with her. But then we now find out that Dennis, who she was also seeing, proposed to her in April. And now we're watching this all unfold on the new season of New York City. And so it's showing that it made it look like she was actually really in love with Dennis and she was trying to work things out. But obviously she wasn't that in love with him because she rejected his proposal, which happened allegedly in April, or she claimed it happened in April. And she was also kind of seeing Paul. And now she dated Paul immediately after Dennis passed, which was about September.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul kind of sounds like a rebound. Like, now it sounds like she lost her proposal with Dennis. She had to mourn that loss. And so she immediately jumped back into the last relationship that seemed a little serious, which was Paul.
I like Bethany, but everything she touches turns into a huge mess.
I mean, Paul's cute.
Her life, I feel
Ramona?
bad for her. Her life is
Ramona?
a mess.
You have Jason. You probably screwed that up too. Remember when she went off for another bridge? She said what you just said. You were like, you don't have any friends. You don't do anything. You have Jason right now. You probably screwed that up as well.
I really wish her the best.
I wish her the best. I hope Paul is not just a rebound.
Yeah.
He seems to be serious about her. I think it is a little too soon for her, whether she dated him before or not, to be jumping into a relationship and getting too serious too soon.
Exactly. You can catch me on the New York After Show, obviously, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. here at AfterBuzz TV. It's going to be a fantastic week for you guys. We have a big journey coming up ahead. That's all we have for you guys this week. Make sure to tune in. Our first show, thank you so much for tuning in. I saw you guys in the live chat. Thank you, CC Freak. Hi, Daddy Helmick. Estefani. I love you guys for tuning in. Dakota. It's so fantastic to have that support. I love you guys. I'm your host, Hollywood Lian. DJ Janedy will be back next week, and I can't do this without my boys.
You guys can find me talking about reality TV and some celebrity dirt over on Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk podcast.
I'm Zack Peter. You can catch the full interview with Carl Radke. I grilled his ass on #NoFilter with Zack Peter every Wednesday on all major podcast networks. And follow me at Just Plain Zack.
Follow me, Hollywood Lian, on Instagram. We'll be back next Sunday. It's Bravo, bitch! Hold on to your edges. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.